Cardano is flying at the moment, and a lot of altcoins seem to be following. Bitcoin is consolidating after its huge move from 30,000 up to 46,000, and that's giving alts some time to breathe. We're going to take a look at the top 10 altcoins by market cap, as well as the news that's driving markets today. You don't want to miss this one. There's going to be a ton of alpha. Let's go. What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel and go ahead and poke, prod, tap, smash, hit that like button right down below. Whatever your fancy is, you can do that. Just do it to the like button. Now listen, the crypto market has been heating up. As you know, it makes me think of that famous Police song, Walking on the Moon. Giant steps are what you take, walking on the moon. I hope my leg don't break, walking on the moon. You know that song, guys, right? You know that song. Anyways, it does seem like we are walking on the moon right now. Bitcoin has gone up from 30,000 all the way to around 46,000, and altcoins finally seem to be rising as it consolidates. I'm going to take a look at the top 10 coins by market cap right now on the Bitcoin and USDT pairs, obviously not including stable coins. So really, we're going to go down to the top 13. Here they are: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, XRP, Dogecoin, Polkadot, Uniswap, Chainlink, and Solana. Consider this the lightning round. Let's go. First, we have Bitcoin. As you can see on the weekly chart, massive weekly close last week and continuation. I would not be surprised to see a retest down here of 42K before continuation up. On the daily, this is looking exactly like it did in December when we broke up above the Bollinger Bands. I drew this when price was over here, and it's continued to go up. Now, on the daily chart here, the 200 MA seems to be the conversation for everyone. Well, that is broken and has been retested as support. So technically, we do have that break and retest as support of the 200 MA that a lot of people were looking for. We have a lot of resistance right up ahead: 47,000, 50,000, the 55,000 to 57,000 range. And then, of course, the all-time highs for right now. Everything looks generally very bullish, but I do expect a bit of healthy correction retrace here after this huge move. We have bearish divergence, which I'm not showing on the daily chart, that looks likely to confirm, and on some other timeframes. So as I said, I would not be surprised to see a retest of the 40 to 42,000 area before continuing up. Next coin is Ethereum. You guys know I'm a massive Ethereum bull. Well, it has flipped the EQ of this trading range on the Bitcoin pair. That's this dash line here, the equilibrium. It's the 50% level of any range: ascending, parallel, sideways, descending. Any of them, you look for the EQ to be a key level of resistance and support. It is acting as support, so we should see a retest of the top of the range here, about 0.082. Ethereum on the USD pair broke out of the range, much like Bitcoin after the drop, has tested it twice as support. We had this key level over the last 4 days, 31,063. This candle closed there, this candle opened there and dropped, this candle closed there, this candle opened there, dropped slightly, and now we're seeing a push through. We did have a wick above yesterday, so we do need to see confirmation with a close above that level, but a close above that level should take Ethereum up to about 35.95. The next level of resistance above that, 43.84 at the recent all-time high. Ethereum looks good both technically and fundamentally. Now diving into BNB, shaking off all the FUD. Binance Coin doesn't seem to care about what's happening with Binance, the company. I drew this the other day when we were on the live stream and said this was a likely place to bounce. Price was about here. Well, it did bounce, and now we're targeting the EQ 0.009136 or so of this red trading range. I would expect it at this point we should be targeting at least this area here. About 0.01 should be a nice psychological level, a nice round number, but we are still in the bottom half of this trading range. So we first are just targeting the EQ, and then if that flips the top, you also, if it drops and loses this level, want to be watching the bottom of the range. But keep in mind, this is consolidation at the top of a massive move, so we should see it consolidate and eventually trade up. BNB against USDT, we had the breakout here, which was not that convincing of this descending blue line. Two key trading ranges. We have the one here from about $691 down to $211. Astounding that it dropped that far in May into June. And then the smaller range here, which bottomed, and then this was the top. But we flipped the middle of that red range and are heading up to the top right here, about $432. I've been pointing at that as a likely area as a target. We also flipped 340, which was this key sort of local resistance. Well, more importantly now, the bigger blue range that I described, this is the EQ right here around 300 $382.383. A close above that would be a break of the EQ of the larger range, meaning that we should flip that to support and should be heading up to the top of the range. Should be looking for something like this, and that brings price back up to $694 or so, the highs. This is all contingent on Bitcoin behaving, of course, and continuing the bull market. ADA, guys, I shared this trade just 2 days ago. Absolutely crazy on the Bitcoin pair. It's hitting the target as we speak. Stop loss was down here. This was on the live stream on Monday. Now, well, do you want to get into ADA now? That depends. You're right at resistance here at the EQ of this channel. If that flips, you're looking for something like this, and then you can get much higher targets. Let's look at it on the USDT pair. Well, shared this just yesterday. You have this clear double bottom here, these two bottoms. Well, this is the neckline, the swing high between them, $1.49. A break of that gave a target of about $2 where we're headed right now. Price has almost hit the first target of $1.88. Absolutely beautiful. But again, this is already mooning, so you want to basically buy dips and not buy the huge green candles. I'm not saying it can't continue up. It has not even gotten to the target yet, but we had this trade locked down over the last 2 days, and now it is probably a bit late. XRP on the Bitcoin pair, to me, it's just ranging. I know that it's seen some price appreciation, but it is good that it's broken into the top half of the range. Still, I would personally be looking for XRP to do something like this for an entry. I would want to be on the top of the range and be buying the top of that range as support. On the XRP USD pair, it is breaking a key level of resistance today where it found some resistance yesterday. You could draw that slightly lower off the top of these candles, either of these. I like it right here. But remember, lines, these areas that we draw, they're generally zones, not just a fixed line. So you could just say maybe it's from anywhere from 79 cents down to 76 cents. Either way, breaking through this and closing above, you should be targeting $1.80, which is the next key level. Again, you could also move this line, call it $1.96. So somewhere around that area, but this looks good. Again, if it closes above the 79-cent level, I talked about this on Monday, maybe you try to catch that as support on the way up. Doge doing nothing on the Bitcoin pair, really boring, but it does seem to be trying to head up right now. I think actually you could draw this line right here as resistance where it is right now, 588, and hopefully it will break above that. But this does look pretty good on the USDT pair, and I posted this on Twitter, much to many people's dismay for some reason. I know people are really against Doge, but a chart is a chart, and traders are going to trade. We had this very clean breakout. You can see these very clean levels here. The bounce down here at 15 cents, 16 cents, what an entry that would have been. A lot of people were looking for lower, 8 cents down being the next level below. Down here, if you pull back, you can see why that's a key level. But right here, we have a very clear bull pennant formed here with resistance. Support would be here, and this is the flag. So if we were going to draw a target for this move, I would say it's fair to measure the flagpole here, extrapolate that to the breakout, and gives us a target around 34 cents, assuming it can break through that 28-cent resistance. On to DOT. Polkadot looking good here. I had drawn these key levels not so long ago. Seems to have flipped this 45995 level to support, so I would be looking for a target of 49612. It just retested this 3 times as support, so we should be looking for it to target here. Ultimately, that should take it up to about 0.5, but this has largely played itself out here. It had this double bottom confirmed on this massive move, and it's hit all those targets. But looking very good on the USDT pair. I also shared this last week on the breakout. We had the retest, and it's moving up. We have this key level here again, $28. You could draw that down to $28.74. It's $29. Anywhere in that area looks to be the target of this immediate move. Listen, that's $7-8 more from here. That's a pretty big move. Ultimately, if that flips, we're looking for higher targets. This is a confirmed breakout of a descending wedge. Should target the top of the wedge, $31. Either way, this looks very good. Uni, breaking out on the Bitcoin pair, retesting as support, kind of the same thing we're seeing on a lot of coins. This just bodes very well right now for all coins. They all seem to be looking pretty good on the Bitcoin pairs. That also leads me to believe that Bitcoin is going to consolidate here and not rip. If Bitcoin rips, we know that these setups will get largely destroyed. At this point, if you're not in Uni already, I think you're looking for something like this. The safer entry is obviously not buying right into this resistance, but a flip of it as support. If for some reason you got to drop down here, that would be pretty sweet as well. On the USDT pair, you can see that Uni right now is right at resistance. So again, you're kind of looking for that flip, right? You want to close this candle up above, test that as support, and go like that. Otherwise, maybe you have a key level that we could draw here, and if it dips, you buy that dip around $23.45 before pushing up. This is all predicated on it being a bull market. Now listen, Link and Sol are not in the top 10, but because we have 3 stable coins up there, we're going to look at Link as well. You can see Link bounce out of a really key area of support here back in July. We had kind of tagged that. Well, now it's breaking through the 50 MA if that's your thing here on the daily chart. This is a really Chad candle. This is looking really good, but just understand there's a lot of resistance up ahead at 0.0063. The 200 MA is up there if that's your thing. Likely to run into that, but this is looking quite bullish at the moment. Just really hard to enter right here on this actual big candle. If you drill in to the 4 hour, you can see that it's broken both the 200 and the 50 MA is looking quite good. Link on the USD pair. Listen, I've been sharing this chart a million times. This looks a lot like that BNB chart I shared. We have sort of 2 ranges here and this massive supply zone. So we have the big sort of macro red range from the highs around $52 all the way down to 15 bucks, had this deviation below, but then moved up. And then we have the smaller range, which is the bounce from the lows up to this high around $35. Well, we flipped the EQ of that smaller range right here around $22. So that should mean that price is headed to 35. If price is headed to 35, that will flip the EQ of this bigger range around 28, which should give us targets up around $52. I'm going to remind you again, this all depends on the market staying hot. Otherwise, things could drop and we could see a retest of the bottom of both of these ranges, which are in the exact same place. But for now, everything looking good. Solana, the last one, breaking out as we speak against Bitcoin. Yes, we had these 2 attempts, so we need to make sure we see this close above and not fake out just like this. But this is a clear breakout of descending resistance. If it closes up here, we do have seemingly slightly increasing volume, although really not that much. This is looking pretty good. You'd be looking for a trip to the top around 0.00135. On the USDT pair, you can see we already had the breakout retest of the 50 MA, broke through this resistance at 37, retest as support, headed up to 44.2. If you're not in already, once again, you would be buying into resistance. So you're looking for one of these with an ultimate target of 58. If it can flip that, sky is absolutely the limit. What a mouthful. That was 10 coins on both their Bitcoin and USDT pairs. Now we're going to dig in very quickly to the news that's driving the markets today. PNC Bank planning crypto offering with Coinbase. No surprises here. Every single US bank is going to start offering Bitcoin services to their wealthy clients first, and then hopefully to everyone. This is inevitable. We've seen it from JP Morgan. We've seen it from Morgan Stanley. We've seen it from Goldman Sachs. You're either going to get in or get left behind, whether they like it or not. Customers are demanding access to Bitcoin and crypto, and they are going to get it. Infrastructure bill, Senate, and regulation be damned. Poly Network attacker starts returning the $611 million in stolen cryptocurrency. Man, that had to hurt. Biggest hack in DeFi history, $600 million, reminding us still anything in DeFi is risky. If you're going to park all your money in one of these, there's always the risk that it could get hacked and you could lose your funds. So you should diversify, in my opinion. Always be focused primarily on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then take smaller positions in these other protocols. But the hacker has started, after kind of getting caught, returning the funds. So we'll see if all of those funds come back. Either way, this is a reminder. We are in a nascent new industry and you can lose your dough super, super fast. Ethereum competitor Cardano rallies as its founder teases smart contracts launch. Dude, ADA is great. I showed you the trades. It's amazing. But how many times have we seen the smart contract launch teased on Cardano? We said on Friday that we're going to actually get a date, which would be amazing for the Alonzo hard fork. But for now, I feel like I've told this story 100 times. Still do not have smart contracts. I personally would love to see it happen and want to see it happen. But until then, it's just conjecture. And right now, we have a Justin Sun style announcement of an announcement. And finally, I am swimming above water, riding my sailboat, no longer sinking to the bottom of the ocean on my Coinbase stock position. Did I buy at $330 on the first day? Yes. Was that the dip on that day? Yes. Did it continue to dip? Yes. Did I keep buying? Yes. All the way down the 200s. And now my cost base is in the 250s and I am in sweet, sweet profit up over 10%. And will I continue buying this for years? Yes, because Coinbase, whether I like the platform or not, I don't even use it. I believe will be one of the biggest companies in the world. This is a long-term investment for me. But they raked in $1.9 billion just in transaction revenue in Q2. They smashed estimates, making billions of dollars. Also saw volumes rising and customers rising. Now note, This obviously was the bull run. Q3, they've already teased, will be much, much lower. We know that the summer was very slow, but Coinbase absolutely smashing, showing that the mainstream is here and we are seeing adoption. Guys, that's it. Today, I'm live streaming at 2 p.m. So much more fun when the market is bullish. We are going to look at all of the chart requests for my paid subscribers. You can check out the newsletter down below in the description. It's just $15 a month. You get it 5 days a week. And those subscribers make requests for every single Wednesday. And then I look at them on a live stream. That is coming today. You don't want to miss it. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Chartapalooza. Until then, peace.